Hi guys, welcome back again to the last group stage game of the day and for this current ongoing World Cup. Today, there were a few surprises. Korea sneaking in back there to get their spot into the last round or the second round of 16. And Cameroon failing to make it beyond the group stage. Switzerland taking their spot. Well, it was not in their hands somehow. But again, it happened. Shakil, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Yeah, and you missed Uruguay. now,
I'm gonna come back to Uruguay, Shak. I mean,
I actually wanted them to qualify for the next round, but
really for extra drama.
No, remember when we did the preview? I said Uruguay was gonna go to the next round, but they didn't. I think you predicted Portugal and Korea, or Ghana and Portugal.
I think I predicted Korea or Ghana. I can't remember, but right. Again, I think I predicted Korea.
Yeah, you did Korea.
I was not expecting Ghana to qualify. They have not been good at all. Their football tactics, lineup, the coach seems not to have gotten it. And many teams have struggled with their first lineup, except a couple of teams that have known their lineups and have stuck to their lineup or their starting 11. Some teams have been struggling, and that has paid. Either they did not qualify, they did not make it, and so on. But again, let's dive into today's game, and then we'll have a quick roundup of the group stages, because tomorrow the fiesta continues. This is going to be, I don't think there'll be many more upsets, but Shaq disagrees with me and believes that there'll be more upsets as the World Cup progresses, and that is why we love this game. Anyway, before we continue, just hit the like button and subscribe. Hit the like button, just hit it now, and subscribe to this particular program, this show that we try to bring the best of the ongoing FIFA World Cup and football in general. Right, Shaq, let's go into it. Today, it was Cameroon fighting their way back and trying to beat Brazil, and Switzerland against Serbia.
First, Brazil versus Cameroon.
What do you make of these four teams in this last group stage? Yes, sorry, Cameroon and Brazil.
Cameroon and Brazil. I didn't watch the game, and the reason I didn't watch because I knew Brazil was gonna win. Even though if Brazil did lose, I wasn't worried because of the goal difference.
Yes.
But I did watch Switzerland versus Serbia. Serbia at one point, yeah, they were winning. Switzerland was losing, but I don't know. The second half, Serbia lost it. They didn't have any control of the game. There was some moments in the game that was exciting. Switzerland versus Serbia, but overall it was a slow, dead game. Yeah, it was not as exciting as yesterday that we saw.
Yeah, I think sometimes when European teams meet at the World Cup, they almost play a boring game. Remember Croatia and Belgium? It was a very boring game. There was no excitement, in the game. So I think that's sometimes that happens. But when there is a clash between confederations or different confederations, Asia, Africa, or Europe and South America, it's more exciting. That's what I have observed. But anyway, I watched Brazil against Cameroon, and I was not expecting Cameroon to get any points from this game. I expected Brazil to carry the day, to outplay them, everything. Brazil did all that, but again, Cameroon found a way to sneak back into this game, and just with one counter-attack, because they were always on the back foot. There were times that they went forward, but again, they were always on the back foot. They defended almost for 90 minutes. But again, when you defend, sometimes you get the ball and then you counter-attack, and that's what happened. And Cameroon counter-attacked. There was a very brilliant cross from the right wing. Put the ball in between the two Brazilian center-backs, Marquinhos and Militao, and then Vincent Abubakar.
The header.
Tucked
I
it
think it
in
was
with
the
a
header,
very
right?
fine header. Yeah, it was a very, very good header. Funny enough, he already had a first yellow card, removed his shirt, celebrated, got the second yellow card, off he went, and he
Laughed
still
off
was
and
still,
left.
yeah. I mean, again, I question, why do you have to remove your shirt? You know you're chasing a game. You know that something might still happen for you if Switzerland, was tying, if Serbia was tying against the Swedes, and then you remove your shirt. I don't really understand that. Is it lack of concentration, or is it because I understand the emotion there that you're playing in a World Cup and you're scoring against Brazil. By the way, this is the first time Brazil is losing to an African team in the World Cup.
Ever.
Wow.
Yeah,
So,
there we were having a discussion in a group that all these teams, France, Portugal, Spain, and Brazil, have lost it. I think it could be that they were trying to place themselves with an easier team in the next round, but I don't think so. They were thinking there's this theory that they were trying to place themselves in the second so that they can play a specific team.
No, but guess what? If Switzerland had scored one more goal, they would have topped ahead of Brazil, and Brazil will be playing Portugal.
And Switzerland could have, because they were dominating at the end.
Exactly. They had even more chances, but they were not able to finish them off. But again, I didn't focus mainly on the Swedes and the Serbian game. I watched more of the Cameroon and Brazil game. Again, there were some other off the field issues that happened in the Cameroonian team. Their first choice goalkeeper going home after the first game because of the disagreement. I don't know if that was true, but again, I will go by what the rumors and the news say, that he did not like the way the coach wants him to play. The coach wants him to play more of a traditional goalkeeper of just you get the ball, take it long for us, let's go for it, let's do the counter attack. Of course, understanding the team is not built to play out from the back. The team is not built to, keep the ball for a longer period of time. Although you'll expect this from professional teams, right, and professional players to be able to do that. But again, it must be a team that is comfortable doing that. And Cameroon has proven to be a team of counter-attacks. They're on the back foot against Serbia, get the ball, hit it long, players make runs, because they have very good strikers. So Choupo-Moting and Vincent Abubakar, they time their runs. They are not often you don't often find them in an offside position, and they're able to get through. That was how they scored the 3 goals they got against Serbia. And again, the same way, that was how they scored their goal today against Brazil. But again, it's not good enough. If you don't win your first game, you don't win your second game, your last game of the group, it's not always going to play. Yeah, it's going to be always hard for you. And that's what has happened to Cameroon. Now, having talked about Group G, let's look at what happened in Group H. The drama, the expected replay of the 2010 World Cup between Ghana and Uruguay. This was a good drama here in this group. This was the drama in this group. Portugal were already qualified. South Korea, I think that we are third on the table. Yeah.
Yeah, they had only one. No,
yeah, they only had 1 point.
South Korea was actually at the end of the table.
At the end of the table, because Ghana was second. Ghana had won against.
Yes, Ghana did win before Uruguay did win. Well, they had a draw. So South Korea came in storming, got the. No, I actually am disappointed at Ghana, because Ghana had the biggest chance, because they just had to win, and Ghana could have done it. Ghana do have a good team, but I have no idea what they were poor. They couldn't. They were losing ball very easily to a Uruguay.
Yeah, one of the things I realized about the Ghanaian team, this happened in their first game. They came back stronger in their second game. I don't know if it's because it was South Korea, and I think, South Korea is not a good team, so we can beat them. but I think they left that mentality that they used against the South Koreans, because they defended well after they had gone 3-1 up. They defended, I think, after they had gone 3-0 up or 2-0 up, I can't remember. They defended very, very well, that they were only able to concede 2 goals, and they dug deep and they defended against South Korea. I don't know why they were not able to bring out that same personality, that same desire, that same grit, to fight the Uruguayans toe-to-toe, nail, and get the best out of the result. They started well, got a penalty. Andrea, I don't know what he was still thinking. They were funny for me. It was not a good funny thing, but they were funny. That during the the ceremony when the game was started, they were giving Luis Suarez a very different look. It's like, this guy did not do anything to you guys. He did not do anything. He helped his country.
Yeah.
That was 12 years ago, right? 2010. Got a red card. You got a penalty. Your captain blew the penalty away. And then you guys lost in the penalty shootout. Who is to blame? It is not Suarez that is to blame, right?
Yeah.
So again, they got a penalty. You see where their mindset was. They were thinking of what happened in 2012 instead of concentrating on what is happening in 2022. That shows how their mental strength, their psychological preparation for the game. I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah. They were just thinking too much about. If you were actually, people were saying that, oh, they took revenge, but I don't think they did take revenge, because
there was no revenge. They lost.
They actually got penalty without a red card this time, and they had to prove it. If they did score a penalty, that's the revenge. But no, they didn't. Uruguay didn't qualify because of Ghana. They didn't qualify because South Korea had better ratios to the goals.
Exactly. It's just because of that.
Yeah, Ghana was really poor. Like any team that had better chance versus South Korea versus Uruguay was Ghana today, and they had a really upper hand, but they lost.
They had.
Yeah, like the learning thing is to don't get carried away with these things about
get on the pitch and do your job right in the present. Football is played in the present.
Yeah.
No matter what happened in the past, you play it in the present. And that's what has happened to Ghana today, that they were thinking about the past, and that actually distracted them all a lot.
Yes, they did.
Because I'm sure that some of them were not even professional players at the time this thing happened. 12 years ago. It's a long time for a pro player too. Some of them were not pro players. Some of them maybe have not even signed their first professional contract, and they were thinking about that. And then you lose focus of what you've come to do, got a penalty, did not take care of your own penalty, thinking about the penalty from the way behind, and won. Now, some of the players were poor. Baba Rahman was awful. He's a player that Chelsea signed some time ago. I don't even know why Chelsea signed the player in the first place, but he was awful. The Ayew brothers were not anywhere in the game, and this all resulted in them being subbed. 2 of them were subbed at halftime. Again, the only exciting player, the only player that was doing his best was Kudus. He plays for Ajax. He's the only one that had desire, that had hunger and wanted to win. What's Thomas Partey from Arsenal?
Yeah, he was marked off. He was
nowhere
poor.
in the game.
He was not visible.
He was nowhere in the game. Amate that plays for Leicester, rubbish, completely awful. A centre back. He was Salisu that plays for Southampton was the one who was actually, keeping him in the game. He was carrying him in the game. But the team was off, and now the coach just resigned after.
Yeah,
I don't understand why coaches do that, especially if I don't know.
Just to avoid the heat, I guess they don't want to listen to anything. But one thing I wanted to say that I don't understand, saving a penalty like Messi's last penalty, that was an amazing save. So you cannot say that it was teams should practice so much of penalties that, like, it's not acceptable how IU tried to score, because there was no power. It's like so unprofessional. You have to practice. One player, two players should just practice all the time. Penalties, penalties, penalties. Like the basics of it, like the kick, the strength, the corner. So yeah, I mean, that tells everything, that they were all thinking about something else, not practicing.
Yeah, they were carried away. They were thinking of something else. I mean, in his backyard, he would definitely score the penalty, but not today. Anyway, congratulations to South Korea. They were able to mount a serious pressure. You know, they were not afraid of Portugal. They mounted serious pressure, and they were able to come through in the last minutes, 9 minutes of the game in the injury time. That was when they scored their 2-1 win. They first conceded.
Yeah.
As a team that if they first concede, they will go down mentally. But these guys, boom, stepped up, got second equalizer. Towards the end of the injury time, they got the second goal. And that was all they needed. And here again, fair play takes a team into the next round. That's why you don't lose your head when you're playing football, because yellow cards are very important. Yellow cards are very important. But South Korea is also lucky. Imagine this. What if FIFA says that even if your coach gets a red card, that it counts towards the team? You know that South Korea's coach got a red card in their second game.
Yes,
in their second game.
Yeah.
He was not on the bench. He was on the stands.
Yeah.
He's Portuguese, Bento. So I'm like, I hope the FIFA does not apply this to the team itself, because they're now giving coaches yellow cards and red cards. So congratulations to South Korea. Anyway, Shaq, all the teams have played. There are 3 games. Half of the teams have gone home.
Yeah, you know what's shocking?
Yes.
None of the team has won all the 3 games.
No 9-pointer this time.
this is
no 9-pointer.
Good, and it's different too.
I am still looking forward to more upsets, Shaq. And this will be more painful, because because once you make the round of 16, you start like having more illusions of like, I think we can maybe get to the semifinals. But imagine Australia beating Argentina.
Yes, exactly what I'm thinking right now, because Argentina was beaten by Saudi Arabia, right? So it can happen.
Oh my goodness.
And they'd be crying going home.
People will say we're ridiculous or that it's never going to happen, but
no, it's quite possible, because Argentina.
You never know.
Yes.
You never know. And there's a lot of let's look at the on our screen here. Netherlands will play in the US. Argentina playing Australia, Japan playing Croatia, and Brazil playing South Korea. Now, if you look at all this particular side on the left-hand side, you see that these are all different confederations. It are different footballing styles, different culture of football from all of them. So there will be no boring game on this side at all. The only European versus European, combat or game is the on the right, where we have France playing Poland and Portugal against Switzerland. The rest is a combination of footballing styles, footballing culture, and that is what makes the World Cup exciting. What are your take? Let's start on the left side. Let's say the Netherlands and the USA.
Yeah, let's talk about the individual game. Netherlands, USA, I think Netherlands poor. USA has the upper hand. And I don't know if you heard that they got flu now, and they have a game tomorrow. The entire team has flu.
The Netherlands?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I did not see that.
They're sick and they have flu, and their coaches were worried about it, because they I think one had flu, and then they did a training session together, and now everyone has a flu.
Oh my goodness, they'll have to give them all body painkillers to be able to go and play. Oh, they'll forfeit?
That's stressful. And Australia, USA is celebrating. Oh, we gotta. They're thank. Usually you don't thank someone gets sick, but they're happy.
Yeah. So what's your predictions on the Netherlands and
I
the
think
US?
this is going for penalties, and it's going to be um, Netherlands on
Yeah.
penalties. Yeah.
Yeah, I think also the Netherlands might come true. They have not been convincing. The USA too, they have good midfield, but the attack is not sharp, and they're not producing goals.
Yeah,
Um,
USA is carried by Pulisic. When he leaves, then they don't score.
yeah, I don't know if he. Hopefully, he's fit again to play tomorrow because he's
Yeah.
been recovering from injury. So we'll see what happens. And the next game that follows that will be Argentina playing Australia. What do you make of that?
I will
Sit
give I will
versus
give I will give to Argentina because I have to. Argentina is favorite for this World Cup, but yeah, I will give it to Argentina, but you never know.
Yeah, I think so. Argentina will carry the day. There's not too much to talk about these two teams on paper, but on the field, anything can happen. You know, it's a team that has more desire, the team that takes their
My
chances.
my my take on the round of 16 is like the first 20 to 25 minutes are going to be the most crucial minutes.
Yes,
Whoever
exactly.
scores, and they can have a strategy to stop the goals.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see how that goes, and anyway, all the best to both teams. And on Sunday we'll have England playing Senegal. And then, yeah, what's your take on that?
Given how many good players England have, but I think if Harry Maguire plays for England, Senegal might have a good chance.
Harry
And
Maguire is playing, you know, there's no doubt
there's no
about that.
second
So
thoughts. Yeah. So yeah, I would give it to Senegal. Harry Maguire is gonna mess up for England. And England, they don't like to play. They don't know how to play in pressure. Although it's not as strong of a opponent, but I will still give it to Senegal.
yeah, I mean, again, I would go with my, with the brotherhood. I'm supporting Senegal all the way as far as they can go in this World Cup. So I hope they are able to make it to the quarterfinals. England is not a special team for me. England, you can just rely. They are very unreliable. Last World Cup they had it so easy all the way to the semifinals, and that was when they played their first real test of a game. In this World Cup, they played their real test, which was the USA, and they failed to win. You know, they got a draw. So this time they're playing Senegal, and if they beat Senegal, I'm not sure they're going to go beyond the quarterfinals because they will play a very, very strong opponent, and that is the world champions or the current defending champions. But anyway, before then, so we all believe we all give it to Senegal. Hopefully, come on, Senegal. Come on, Senegal. Allez, la Terenga Lions. So let's go, Senegal. France and Poland, another European-sided game. An
I think
all-European second round game.
even though I am supporting France, but I think to be as a neutral as I can, France still has a very strong upper hand. Poland does not have that same team. Poland does not have a deep squad, and they will panic. France, of course, they have Mbappe and a lot of other players that have won a lot of stuff. Poland only has their front line, so I will give it to France.
I think for me again, it will be a one-sided game. Poland will sit deep and try to go on counter attacks. That's how their game has been so far. And but I think France will win, and France will be very cautious. You know, coming from their defeat to Tunisia, they will try to figure out what happened in that game and work on it to make sure that they come out, 90 minutes without going into extra time. Because once you start heading to extra time, it's a different, you have to like recharge mentally to be able to go through extra time. So I'm giving it to France as well. And then on Tuesday, we are having Morocco and Spain. What do you think? Who do you think?
I think this will go to penalties and Spain might win. It's going to be a very close game.
I'm siding again with the brotherhood. I'm going for Morocco, my African brothers, and I hope that they will win. Before we go ahead, Shaq, for the rest of the fixtures, if you're still listening, click the like button and please subscribe. Subscribe to this channel and help our work here. Thank you very much. Yes. So, Morocco, you give Spain the upper hand.
Yeah.
I hope that what happened against Japan again will happen against Morocco. Morocco is an exciting team to watch. So it will be a lot of running in this game. I'm telling you, Morocco have very, very good players too. We're carried away by the Barcelona wonder kids in Spain, but Morocco have experienced players too. They are very, very good players. So, and for me, Spain is not that strong Spain that I used to know before, that have Fernando Torres, Xavi Hernandez, Iniesta, Gerard Piqué, and David Villa, Carlos Puyol, and all those top strong players. This is a different Spanish
This
team.
is a different Spain, yes.
So
no, this
I'm not giving it to them. I like the way they play their possession game, but they were so boring against Japan, and that was how they lost it against Japan, right?
What's funny? Their coach Enrique was saying today that he didn't know for 3 minutes Spain was going home.
Wow.
He said if he did know, he would have a heart attack.
Well, he's better get prepared this time because Ziyech is coming for him. Anyway, so Spain, you give it to that. Switzerland and Portugal. Who do you take?
I have to give it to Portugal. Switzerland is not.
Too.
Yeah, Switzerland is not as strong. They don't have Portugal has a really good squad. I'm not gonna lie. They have their defense is really good, really strong. Midfield.
Yeah, they have. I think they're one of the teams that I think besides Portugal, Brazil, and France are the team that have depth. Yes. Deep depth. I mean, unlimited resources to counter to play this game or to for this World Cup. They're not really seen as favorites, but I am counting them as one of the favorites. So I don't imagine Ronaldo winning the World Cup. In his interview, he said if he wins the World Cup, he will just retire.
He did say that?
He said that.
Okay.
But we'll see how it goes. So we're giving it to Switzerland. And the last game of I
think we covered all of them.
Yeah, we talked about Brazil and Korea, haven't we?
Oh, you're right. Oh, no, we have right.
Yes.
Brazil versus Korea.
I think Brazil will carry the day. The Koreans have done well in coming through to the round of 16. So Brazil will play their full strength squad. Hopefully Neymar is back again. We'll see him. But it's going to be a one-sided game. I think there'll be goals from both sides. But,
But Brazil will Brazil, all the way.
Yeah. This one that I don't know what's gonna happen. Japan, Croatia.
Yeah, this is kind of a game. Croatia has a really strong midfield. They keep the ball and then they keep the possession. Japan has a different style of play. It's going to be very mental strength. Battle. Yes.
Yeah, it is. But who are you giving this to?
I think Japan has better chance. Croatia did not surprise me. Japan has played better.
Yes.
Compared to Croatia.
I want the underdog party to continue going on. Upset. So I would love that Japan wins this game and get to the quarterfinals again after their 2002 exploits where they got to the quarterfinals. So we'll be looking out closely to this game. It's a very close tie. Croatia is not exceptional anymore compared to last World Cup, and they have an aging team. I think if not for Kovacic, his energy in the midfield, I think Croatia would be struggling very, very well with even Brozovic and Modric, in there. But the energy from Kovacic, brings a lot of balance for their midfield. But we will see how this one goes.
No, Croatia, Modric is not the same. He does not score goals. He hasn't scored this tournament. And he can still do assists, but I think any other team that plays against Croatia, they just press him so hard he cannot do much.
And these are two teams too that play differently. Japan go through the flanks because they have very fast players on the flanks, and Croatia go through the middle. So it's going to be
interesting game.
Yes, one sits and defense, wins the ball, exploits the wings, and then the other wins the ball from the wings, brings it into the middle, and tries to congest it. So it's going to be an interesting game to watch. So who do we go for, Croatia or Japan?
I'm going for Japan.
Me too. I'm going for Japan. Oh, come on, the underdogs. Let's go. Anyway, your last thoughts, Shakil. What before we call this today?
My last thoughts is like the same way the group stages was set by Saudi Arabia and the style of play and the mindset. I think we're gonna see something changing tomorrow, a different type of like game plan from because now we have, when penalties come in, you start to think differently, and you have to manage resource and time and efforts differently, because in extra time and penalty kicks, it's a lot of stress. So I'm waiting for tomorrow to see how things plan and go.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's great. I mean, for me too, I'm looking forward to that, especially when you are rooting for a team and they're hitting extra time and going to penalties, your heart starts racing faster. That heartbeat goes high, even from the country, but because you say that you want them to win.
Yes. No, even if you don't support any team, watching the game and penalties is so exciting.
Yeah, it is, So I'm looking forward to the second round, the round of 16, and then all the way to the next round, the quarterfinals. And it's been a lot of drama. This World Cup has not really disappointed, even though it started on a disappointing note with all the political, shenanigans that was happening, off the pitch. I saw that the video I showed you from, Twitter, the Qatari, TV broadcaster they had here, after Germany was eliminated, they had their hands on, covering their mouth and all those stuff, I don't think we need all these things in football, but unfortunately, it is the world we are living in right now. Everyone is right in their own right. If you don't agree with me, you are the worst guy that I know. If I don't agree with you, I am the worst guy on earth and all this stuff. But that's not what football is all about. Football unites. Football is love. Football is, it's for everyone. And that's why it's the most popular sport, in the world. And come 2026, there'll be more teams in the World Cup, because it will be across 3 countries, and it's an exciting time. So anyway, guys, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, one last thing is like, even though the political stuff, like you see in the crowd, the people from every country, they dress like Qataris, and they're enjoying it. Like that's the most important thing, and they're having fun.
I think it's not those who don't travel that stay back home and they talk all those things and try to bring all this propaganda up. Anyway, guys, that's all we have for you for today. What a wonderful way to conclude the first round group stage games of the World Cup. Don't fail to like, subscribe, and to share with your friends. This will really help us. Like, subscribe, and share with your friends. I'm begging you. That could be your Christmas gift for me this time. And let this work keep growing. We'll see you after the second round games, after the games tomorrow, God willing, wherever you are. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Global Premier Football Show. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.